A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to Centa's webinar series for teachers. We are very delighted to have you all here. I hope everyone is feeling excited and ready to dive into today's topic. This topic of today is kind of very interesting. I'm pretty sure everybody would be feeling that this is something everybody needs it in our day-to-day classes as a teacher. So the topic for today's webinar is stress management techniques for the high school teachers. And our dear facilitator for this session is Mr. Nagman Hamid. Welcome you, sir. Mr. Nagman Hamid has an extensive teaching career spanning 30 years, specialization in computer science for Cambridge O level, A level, and IGCSE students. Mr. Hamid holds a master's degree in computer science and a certificate in professional education (CPET) from the University of Plymouth, UK, St. Mark and St. John College. Additionally, Mr. Hamid is a TEFL certified from TEFL Universal, accredited by Accredat and UKRLP. In January 2020, he was shortlisted for the Cambridge Teacher Trainer Evaluation Selection. Mr. Hamid has also conducted numerous professional development and training workshops in schools and is an active member of CENTA. Welcome you again, sir.
Right. Thank you so much,
Uh,
ma'am.
Yeah. Before I hand over the session to the facilitator, I would like to inform all the teachers that there will be a participation certificate for this session. So please do fill out the feedback form that will be shared with you towards the end of the session. And also, there is an exciting news for all the teachers. So we request you to please be active till the end of the session because we are going to announce something very exciting. Over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, ma'am Shireen. And thank you so much for the introduction. Um, yeah, I have a vast experience of teaching and especially teaching O level and A level students. The topic that has been chosen, it's of special interest, especially for me, because I've been going through certain situations. I have not been into stress. Actually, stress is everywhere. It's a topic. I chose it because this is the talk of today. How to manage the stress. Stress is everywhere in every job. Teacher, a banker, a businessman, a social worker is suffering from stress in one way or the other. Especially for the teachers, it's of more concern because the teachers they have many responsibilities. They have to do multitasking, different things at the same time. They have to teach, they have to manage the students, they have to talk to the parents, they have to communicate with the admin people, so and so on. So that's why this topic it attracts me, and I hope this will be of interest for you people, right? Welcome all the teachers, and thank you so much, Santa, for giving me this opportunity to conduct this webinar. Uh, First of all, let's have a look at the topic stress management for the high school teachers. Why high school teachers? Because the primary school teachers or the junior students teachers, they actually are into it, they are also into it, but uh, it's very rare that stress management has been talked about for the high school teachers, right? So that's why, and since I'm also a high school teacher myself, so that's why it actually attracts me, right? It's from my concern as well. So let's start with it. Okay, I hope everyone is interested in it. All right, thank you. First of all, let's we start with it. The first slide, uh, the agenda of this session, right? Or the objectives. First of all, we need to define and know about the root causes of stress. What is stress? Everyone knows what is stress. It is a situation and it is a state of mind that actually uh, relates to our behavior, to wellness of the teachers, and also wellness of the students. Everything around the teacher actually it contributes to the stress one way or the other. So, first of all, we need to know about this. Secondly, we have to analyze the stress level of a range of teachers in terms of its intensity. Some people say, yes, stress is there, but not that much. It's okay. So that is not a serious case. But if some teacher says, I'm fed up of this teaching job and this actually creates a lot of trouble for me, I've been in this profession for the last 10 years, but teaching has actually made me crazy, and this is a stressful job for me. So then it's of much concern, right? Third point, to determine how to lower down the stress level of a high school teacher. Okay, now this is the main thing. How to do this? The techniques are to be discussed. There are some conventional techniques. We'll also go through the conventional techniques that people have been using to lower down the stress level. But there are some other techniques, they are unusual, but they may prove to be useful, right? We'll also discuss them. Then, to devise the strategies for releasing stress and keeping it away from the teacher, so that currently releasing the stress level and keep it away in the future, so that teachers, they should not get stress in future, or if they do, they should be able to manage it properly. All right. The last one, innovating the relaxing methodologies as a result of discussion among the teachers at the panel and in the audience. Without your suggestions, your assistance, it will not be possible to devise any proper appropriate strategies to get away from stress, right? So you people are welcome to give your feedback from time to time along with the slides and with the discussions, right? I'll be talking to you, I'll be asking you to give your suggestions, and you can always write in the live chat. All right, should we move on? First of all, what is stress? Now, it's a very general question. Everyone knows the answer, right? A mental state ranging from slight discomfort to extreme anxiety. This is my own definition. I think it resembles some way or the other with the ones given by psychologists, right? But anyway, so slight discomfort is okay. It happens anywhere. But extreme anxiety, it is actually considerable. In short, a very disturbing situation for a teacher sometimes, with a variety of responsibilities and considerable workload. Actually, stress could have been managed if teacher had not been given much workload and extra responsibilities, means the responsibilities other than teaching. They have to deal with every type of students. They have to deal with the parents from different backgrounds. They have to deal with the administration, and to make them understand the thing is right or wrong, or that thing is bothering us. And they have to deal with their uh, surroundings, with the family, the other people as well. So that's why it is of great concern. The teacher should not get any sort of stress, right? So that's why this is an important thing for the teacher as well. Causes of stress. I'm sorry, I think the heading has been overlapped a little bit by the picture, but I think you'll be able to understand it, and I'll also speak out as the slides come. Right? I hope it's okay. Right? I think it's okay. Causes of stress. Before we prepare for the measures to solve any problem, we have to know its causes. So same is true for stress. What causes stress? These are a few points written, and there are so many other points. But let's see, taking stress by habit. Some people, they uh, take stress. They are in a habit of that. I'm afraid to say there are a few in my family as well, right? So as a habit, they take stress. They get upset on a very slight variation in life routine. If anything goes wrong, even to a little bit, to little extent, but they get stress. So this is one thing. This is very difficult to handle. Having some problem at home, this is a natural thing. If somebody is worried about their kids, their family members, obviously that will reflect in the attitude of the teacher in school. Being sensitive to students' behavior. Okay, this is the thing that I have come across many times. There are some teachers who actually talk about students in the staff room. Oh, students there in my class, they are very disobedient. Oh, I can't handle them. I don't know which family background they are from. Things like this. So we should not be sensitive to students' behavior because it's always varying. There is a great um, diversity in students' behavior. Noisy and problem students, yes, it happens almost everywhere, but it's not very frequent in high schools students. They are not that noisy because they are mature ones, and although they can create problems, sometimes intentionally and sometimes unintentionally. So this is a problem, but not it doesn't happen very frequently. Extraordinary number of students in the class, yes, if there are the class is of 50 or 60 students, I know many such schools, they don't split their classes into two or three classes. They have 60 students accommodated in one class, and teacher finds it very difficult to reach out to every student in terms of academics, in terms of uh, interpersonal things and all that. So it is a factor. Another important factor is a truly teacher-centered but uncontrolled class. Class is not under control, and teacher keeps on talking and talking, and you know, it is a teacher-centered class, not student-centered. There needs to be an appropriate proportion between the teacher-centered time and student-centered time. If that is not maintained, the class becomes uncontrollable, and it creates problem, and finally it puts stress on the teacher. Any unfavorable external factor involved? Yes, there are so many. May I know from the audience what are those? Can you come up with a few names? Any external factor that makes the teacher stressful? I can see in the live chat if you come up with any external factor. Right, behavioral issue. That's right. Yeah, sometimes we have too many expectations from the students and from the people around us. That's right. Home environment, that's correct. Unfavorable environmental, that's right. Environmental temperatures. Oh, yes, yes, that's right. I have some such points on my next slide, right? Before that, I wanted to get your feedback. That's excellent. Excellent. I can see many such factors from the audience. Thank you so much. Family issues, bullying, etc., etc. That's right. Thank you so much for that. Now let's have a look at the next slide. It gives us a few of the external factors that I wrote. Overall discipline in the school. A school has, an overall repute. School is good in terms of discipline. A school is good in terms of academics. So this is important. Unsupportive school administration. This actually happens sometime. Administration does not understand the problem being faced by the teacher and by the students as well sometimes. General behavior of the class with majority of undisciplined students. Now, by chance, there are sometimes many undisciplined students in a class, and there are quite less in the other class, right? So this is a factor as well. Yeah, somebody wrote family financial problem, that's right. And especially when the salary is too low, actually it increases the stress level of the teacher. All right. Um, Next is schools infrastructure, facilities in the classroom. Like somebody in the audience specified the temperature level. Yes, um, in summer, especially like these days, air conditioner is must. So if it's not available, the teacher will not feel comfortable. So will the students, and that will create problem, some sort of problem, and stress will increase. Okay, sometimes resources are not available. If a school does not provide the resources to the teachers properly, and then it also creates a stress. Overall, unpleasant environment of the school, at home, and there are so many things. And yeah, co-teacher behavior, I can see in the audience. Too many activities, that's right. Some schools, they have actually planned too many activities in a short period of time, and yes, it actually creates problem for the teachers because teachers, they are not able to cover their syllabus on time. And yes, uh, any more, many more are there. Actually, you have constant pressure of upgrading this. Yes, pressure to produce good results, that is also there. So many external factors, that's right. If we are done with that, let's move on to the next slide. Okay. It's again the time for the feedback from the audience, right? uh, One by one. Is the teaching itself a stressful job at times? Hmm. Do you think? I think most of you will agree. Yeah, you're right. I can see in the live chat you agree with this. Okay. Second, does it affect self confidence of the teacher? To some extent or to much extent? Okay. Some people said no, some said a little bit, we can manage it. All right, all right. That's very good. Okay, that's quite optimistic. Okay, that's great. Often do you feel stress in the classroom? Hmm. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. That's right. If yes, then what is the level of stress you come across? Uh, Please write in the live chat. If there are too many questions I'm asking from the audience, I'll stop asking them. Right? Okay, because I don't want to create any sort of stress during this webinar. Right? All right. Yeah, sometimes. Okay. Are you able to find out the actual reason for this stressful situation? Yes, most of you would be able to. Are the breaks in teaching, okay, this is something different. Are the breaks in teaching and vacations helpful in overcoming stress? When you get summer vacation break, I have just got my 2 months break and that's over now. So that proved to be very helpful for me as far as my mental condition is concerned. I took a lot of rest, and yes, it does. Do you agree? Yeah. Okay, most of you agree. That's right. What is the most effective technique to overcome stress, in your opinion? Let's come to the controlling techniques. Any technique that you think is good to control stress. Okay, that's good. Somebody wrote, I don't feel stressed while teaching. That's great. It means you're a very good teacher. Okay, actually, it depends on your mental state and the the way you think about different things. Are you an optimistic person or pessimist person, right? So it also depends on that. How much percentage of the role of school administrator do you think is responsible for stressful situation? Oh, this is again a different factor. Oh, that's great. I'm getting some points that will be useful in the upcoming slides. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, you listen to music and different people, they do different things to reduce the stress level. That's great. Okay, and the last one is, does the low paid job causes stress? A low paid job. Some teachers they are low paid, or is it the majority of people? Okay, okay, a lot of factors depending on the mood, and to some extent you wrote to some extent. Okay, okay, uh, that also can be considered. Okay, that's great. Let's move on. Impact of stress on teaching. How do you feel when there is stress, and how do we start behaving if we are stressful teacher? Um, some common things: half-heartedly taught classes of students. We teach students, but not with full bloom. Actually, we teach them, and we just try to finish the syllabus. We just finish the topic, but actually we don't enjoy it. Increased distance between teacher and the learners. Yes, obviously it creates gap between teacher and the students. Poor academic progress. Yes, results are not good. This, if teacher is stressful, obviously teacher will not give his or her 100%. So obviously school results will actually deteriorate. Demotivation for the teacher. Yes, teacher does not feel well. Okay, okay. Work. I'm looking at the live chat. That's right. I'm very happy to see that many teachers they have mentioned they don't feel any stress during their teaching. If there is any, they try to control it at their home by listening to music, watching movies, etc., etc. Okay, that's great. You came up with many solutions. Okay, I'm happy with that. Credibility and repute of the teacher is affected, yes, and the problem, the time is wasted. Overall class environment becomes less flexible and tense. Yes, class environment, it is not um, very flexible anymore if teacher becomes a stressful teacher. That's right, and subsequently learning does not take place appropriately. This is the most important thing. Learning should take place in the classroom. It is only possible when teacher is not stressful and teacher makes full use of the resources of the time and actually making full effort. Okay, okay, okay. I'm happy to see that. I rather feel good in the class even if I'm sick at time. That's right. Of course, that's right. All right. So that's fine. Let's move on. Let's come to the solution. What are the observed impacts of stress? The last thing, I think, stress, stress, stress. Um, I'm also becoming stressful. But a few more things, and then we'll come to the solution. Okay. Any real life experience of stress during your teaching that affected your confidence, motives, and performance? Um, Audience, any real life experience. It means actually we must have felt like being stressful, but there have been some life experiences that are mentionable, right? Or some incidents. Any incident that you have come across in your teaching career so far, any such incident when stress level was that much, when you felt like uh, teaching actually uh, did not prove to be a stress-free job. May I know about that? Hmm. Okay. Isolation. That's right. Yeah, there must have been many incidents in your teaching life, right? And the good thing is that you feel and you know how to control it. That's great. Okay. There is a great variation in the reasons and causes of stress and also your work experience. During your work, you felt stress at different levels and due to different reasons. Okay, that's right. Okay, okay. Yes, somebody wrote, it also depends on how you manage it. If you prioritize your responsibilities, your workload, then it becomes easier for you to manage it. Okay, that's right. Perfect. I'll move on. Okay, now let's come to the solution. Right? Let's get away from stress. Conventional techniques to overcome stress. These are the conventional techniques. But they still exist, they are intact. It does not mean they are obsolete and they should not be practiced. But these are the conventional techniques. First of all, let's see, and they're very effective. Um, these are very common. Everyone knows about them. Meet your best friend. Right? For example, if you go to a psychologist and we just ask him or her that we are stressful, what should we do? Or if we ask our best friend or anyone around us who is very sincere to us, and uh, they'll reply, meet your best friend, yes, so that you can do chit chat and the stress will go away, or eat your favorite food, listen to your favorite songs, music, that's fine, or many of you have mentioned that. Watch a funny movie, it's a good idea, not a bad one. Read good poetry. Yeah, so poetry is also actually a control measure, right? Since I'm a poet myself, so it actually does that. Meditate for relaxation. Yeah, meditate. It may be anything you do religiously. It is meditation is in every religion, so it obviously gets you out of stress. Take a long drive. Yep, some people like this. Okay, do gardening. Talk to plants. They are your sincere friends. Many people say that, and I think it's true to some extent. Okay, reaffirm. Okay, this is a very common practice. Reaffirm yourself in front of the mirror that you have strength to deal with that situation. Yes, many psychologists, since from my childhood, I have heard from many people, including psychologists, stand in front of mirror and say you are strong enough, you can deal with the situation, and you will get away from the stress, get away from phobias and all fears, etc. etc. It's a very common practice. But I think since we all know about it and this has been practiced many times, so maybe it does not prove to be very useful now. Okay, okay. Let me have a look at the chat. Mirror image, singing songs, small trips, watching comedy show. That's great. That's great. uh, Gather your self confidence, right? Gather your self confidence, it's important. Self confidence should be there and it should not go away. It's very important. And you see, there is one thing that I want to mention here. There is a type of self confidence that is spontaneously inside you, right? Even when it's a worse situation, we don't lose it. because some self confidence, it remains inside us, no matter how bad is the situation, how we miserable situation we are into, but actually it remains there. So this is something spontaneous. Okay, that's good thing. Let's move further. How to overcome stress? Let's try a new technique and have a look at this technique. It's not funny. Start enjoying the stress. What about this? Start enjoying the stress. I've talked to many people about it. If you have stress, why don't you start enjoying it? Because stress is something that is given to you by the nature, right? And they want you to manage it. So you are a special person who is chosen for this, isn't it so? Right? So accept it. Accept the stress. You will not remain without stress throughout your life. Stress will be there at one time or the other. No one in the world so far in the history of mankind lived his or her life without stress, for a shorter period, for a longer period, maybe. But there is no life possible without stress. Okay? So if stress is to be there in everyone's life, then why don't we start enjoying it? Take it positively. Stress is good for me, right? I remember there was a teacher of mine, and she is Mrs. Tina Hamid, and she is a very good teacher trainer. Actually, she used to say that being nervous is good. If you have to present something, if you have to make a speech, if you have to do anything, if you have to teach even to a difficult class, if you are nervous, it's good for you because you become more conscious and you perform well. And I still remember after a period of 15 years that proved to be helpful. That's right. If we are nervous to some extent, then it helps us improve ourselves. It helps us deal with the situation well because we get more conscious and we use more capabilities than we use normally, right? So that's good. So that's stress is also good, isn't it? Let's see. Does the audience accept this or not? They agree with me? Yeah, stress because of poor teaching. Yeah, stress will make us to think for the solution. That's great. So taking stress is not a bad thing, right? We can try to manage it. We cannot finish it, isn't it so? Managing and finishing are two different words. That's why the topic is stress management, not stress controlling or just finishing the stress. Okay, all right. Thank you for your feedback. That's great. Part of life. That's great. Okay, next one. Adapt the following statements and let the stress go away spontaneously. Now, these are a few statements. These are different things. First, we discussed the conventional practices that we have been doing in the past. They still are useful. I don't say they are not useful. But in my opinion, let's try some new things. And these new things are technically not newer ones, rather, they have been used less. Okay, let's see. There is always a way out. Just keep in your mind, always, always, there is a way out. For every problem, there is a solution. For every misery, there is happiness. Okay? So there is always a way out. At one time or the other, the problem has to end. Right? I'm not capable of fooling. This is what you should think. And this is a actually strategy that we can adopt. I'm not capable of fully overcoming the stress myself. Rather, I should leave it to my creator. Right? So leave it to our creator, whether we call it Allah, whether we call it Bhagwan, whether we call it God, leave it to your creator, right? Let our creator deal with it because we have received stress from nature anywhere just to test us. So let's see. But we have to make our full effort. and then leave it to creative. Okay, stress is essential for my professional growth. Yes, it's a positive thing that we can exploit. Stress is essential for my professional growth. That's right. As I told you, one of my teachers, she used to say that being nervous is good for your professional growth. It's good for your improvement. Same is the case with stress. Let's think like this. Okay. Let's see. Do you agree? I can see many yes here. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. I agree with you. All right. I love every situation I have been put into. This is again a statement which shows that we are happy in every situation, right? We are happy every situation. If something comes to us that is very pleasant, very good, very heart touching, and sometimes we get some situations that are miserable. So we have to be consistent in responding to them, right? If there is a very joyful thing that comes, we should not be overjoying it. We should not be enjoying it too much, so that we should not feel much sadness when anything comes wrong to us. Okay, so we have to put a harmony between happiness and sadness. It's very, very important. The last thing, I meant to treat my students with kindness and affection even if they are disobedient and undisciplined. What about this? We have to be consistent in our attitude, shouldn't we? Right. Okay, you can see yes there. May I get some more feedback? Okay, yeah. This kind of affirmative makes us free from stress. That's right. I do agree. Okay. So we have to be consistent. We are adults and we should bear any such situation uh, when the class is not actually behaving properly or students are not respecting the teacher. Even then, we should be kind to the students. Okay, let's try this. Okay, try different techniques. Okay, next slide. Things to remember. These are again a few things. I'm sorry for having so much text on the slides, but actually I shortlisted some of the points, but still these are the points I wanted to convey. So let's have a look at them. Satisfaction is better than happiness, former being the long lasting and consistent. What do you think? Satisfaction is better than happiness or not? Because satisfaction actually it keeps itself for long. But if you are happy, any next moment or any other day, you'll be sad because happiness sets a criteria, right? For example, if between 1 and 10, happiness starts at 6 and you are at 8, if you get some sort of happiness in your life for any reason, so its level is 8 out of 10. Obviously, you have to come to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. What will happen then? You'll feel sad. So let's forget about the extreme things. Let's be in the middle, right? If we are at 5 and any happiness comes that wants us to go up to 8, 8 out of 10, but it's a wise thing that we go up to 6, from 5 to 6, not up to 8, because you have to come down. So let's not go that up, so that when we come down, we feel sadness, we feel shocked. Okay, this is my opinion. You may agree or may not agree with it. Don't hesitate to put yourself in trouble if it eases someone's trouble. What about this? This is the demand of mankind, right? Okay. Every religion teaches us peace, and humanity. So this is humanity. A successful attitude is to be friendly but firm. Yes, a very common practice. Don't forget about catering to the emotional needs of your student. This is very important. I have tried this. I tried this with many students. I've been asking about them. For example, if I come to know that student is having some sort of stress or um, emotionally is not stable, so I used to talk to him, and believe me, it proved to be very useful. It produced good results, right? Not always. We can talk to students, not directly that you are feeling emotional stress. Let's do this. No, indirectly we can talk to students, and so that some type of solidarity, some sort of consistency in his emotions at that comes, right? So teach your students ethical values for the purpose of their grooming. That's a common thing. Many teachers do that. Make yourself available to your students in the time of need. That's also a common practice, right? Let me have a look at the live chat at this time. Okay. Right. Somebody thought stress makes feel failure. Yes, it does. It does. If it's too much, right? All right. Stress is a part of force which occurs on a particular area. That's great. Uh, the physical aspect of physics aspect of that's right. Uh, Tell them about the limits that cannot be crossed. Okay, we'll actually see a point where students they should feel their limit, right? Teacher should be authoritative inside the class. Teacher is an authority, right? And students they have a limit, and they should not cross that limit. Students should know about this. Teach them that bad thing is bad even if everyone is doing it. Okay, because students used to say, so that students also doing that. Why you asking me not to do that? You see the other students are doing the same thing. Why you asking me to do that? So just tell them bad thing is bad even if the others are doing it, or even if anyone everyone is doing it. All right, should I move forward? I again require your feedback, formal feedback. To which extent do you agree to the above mentioned strategies in relieving stress? The ones I just mentioned, the some unusual ones. Do you think they should be tried? Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, you actually are agreed to try them. Right. Okay, okay. I really appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay. Any statement from the previous slides that you liked the most? May I know any point that you felt is applicable and that will make the difference? Right, the satisfaction one there is good. All right, the last slide. Right, thank you, feedback. Um, do you think that the older kids have less disciplinary issues than the younger ones? I do agree with this. May I know about your opinion? All right. I missed out the previous one. What is your concept of being happy during teaching? Do you enjoy teaching? Do you enjoy certain topics? Do you enjoy talking to the students or conducting any activity? There are so many things that can make you happy during teaching. Oh, yes, reflection is very important. Thank you so much. Somebody wrote, I reflect a lot in my teaching. That's right. Okay, okay, okay. That's right. Yeah, you like to talk to others. That's right. Let's see the last one. Do you reflect on your teaching attitude ever? Yes, this is the thing somebody mentioned, and I really like it. Teaching attitude, right? Academic practices, they are separate things. right? Academically, we tend to change ourselves, we reflect on ourselves. Actually, we did not do the topics at certain pace. That's why result has not been good. That's fine. But we should also reflect on our teaching attitude. So attitude should be changed. Even after teaching for so many years, for 30 years, I still feel that my attitude should have been different at that stage, right? So still, I feel that I should have changed myself in that situation. That's right. Okay, okay, okay. The next one. Again, some do's and don'ts in managing stress. Again, some points are there. I think they'll prove to be helpful for one person or the other, at one time or the other, in one way or the other. So these are important points. Be cool, calm, and patient. Oh, we have to be cool, calm, and patient. This is a teacher's job. Okay, never lose your temper. Yes, give the due respect to the students. Usually we don't. We say student is there. I used to see some administrators saying if a teacher and student they were standing outside their room, and administrator announced that she will or he will talk to the teacher first, not talk to the student. Actually, this makes the students a little bit discouraged, because students they have their own respect, right? And we have to respect that. And as a matter of fact, I say this to my students, that you have your due respect, I have to give you that respect. And then they will automatically give you the respect, your respect, right? It's not a matter of more respect and less respect. So let's give due respect to the students as well. Okay, that's good. One teacher said, handling the students with patience and calm. That's great. Um, Never shout. Never shout at students. Listen to the problems faced by the students, but never shout. But exhibit authoritative attitude in the classroom. You should show as you are authority in the classroom, right? But being authoritative does not mean that uh, we should not do the things appropriately. We should not become dictators in the class, right? So, but authority should be there in the teacher. Threaten the problem students in low tone. Okay. Get the school administration involved in severe disciplinary issues. Yes, we do that. Everyone does that, right? Right. Yeah. And the last point, I've written it bold. Pose as if you like the trouble situation. Is very important. Show the students that you like trouble. If students are putting you into trouble, sometimes students intentionally do such things that put the teachers in trouble, and they used to enjoy it. I'm sorry to say that. Some of the students. You should show that you like the trouble. Okay? If they will see the teacher irritated, they will actually do more. So just show that you like the situation. Right? Okay. Thank you. Next one. Now there is a case study. I'm sorry again. There are so many lines of text. Okay, I can read them for you. Uh, During a teacher training course at my school, I came across a case study of a very knowledgeable but noble and submissive teacher. Right, I told you actually I was doing a teacher training course, and our trainer told us about that such teacher in real life. Actually. She was very kind to her students but didn't used to show authoritative behavior in the classroom. Okay. As the students started taking her humble attitude for granted, that teacher started feeling irritated, and this was converted to a consistently stressful appearance of the teacher. So her appearance was changed to a stressful appearance, right? So that created problem for her. She remained disturbed for months. Then a senior and trained teacher from the same school got connected to her. and in order to ease her teaching and to help her doing this. After an effort of about 1 month, that colleague was able to train her. Let's see what happens next. Okay, to deal with the stressful situation in the classroom, he actually guided that teacher. Finally, she came up with the refined behavior as given below. Now, these are the things. She started keeping an eye contact with the students. It's very important. It shows your confidence and your involvement. She used to laugh heartily and smile brightly, right? With full emotions, full expressions. Smile fully and laugh heartily. She talked at both low pitch and high pitch depending on the situation, right? Sometimes very low pitch. I we can depict it this with the singer's voice. They sing at low notes and sometimes at high notes. Okay. She started praising the promising students. Okay, and students they started becoming satisfied. She started expressing her good and bad moods to her students. So she became more expressive, which she was not in the past, and that created problem. Right? It's not a compulsory thing, but actually it helped her a lot. All right, her bonding with the students actually improved in a positive manner. Yeah, let's finish it. Her stress went away gradually. Now she used to talk about weather, movies, hobbies, fiction, and friendship to her students. She started being happy and angry with them both at the same time because she had become an expressive teacher. That's good. If sometimes you be frank with the students that you are not happy with them, sometimes you say you are happy with them, right? So this combination is actually very helpful. She was now wishing birthdays to her students and became quite flexible in her teaching. So that's a necessary thing. In short, she started acting spontaneously. This drastic change that she brought to herself with the help of her wise colleague made her teaching and the way she did not teach before. May I ask you people, uh, what would that colleague of her uh, would have told to do? Do you suppose that the teacher would have asked for the conventional normal things to do or something different? My teacher trainer, who was conducting the course and who told us about this case study, she told us the same different things that I discussed in the beginning, that the teacher actually started doing those unusual things and the results were great. Okay. Any feedback on case study? What do you think a colleague would have taught? I was just asking if you can write something about it. Right. Yeah. He must have told, somebody wrote, take challenging situations as an opportunity. That's great. Yeah, I agree with this. Change our attitude. That's right. Yeah, try to change attitude. That's great. And how to change. This is important. How to change it. Become more expressive, become more open, a little bit frank with the students. Okay, okay, that's right. Right. Thank you for the valuable feedback. Thank you. Let's go further. We are going towards end, right? And let's see. Okay, we are at the end. Did this session present a different concept of dealing with stress? We can sum up all the applicable and desirable points and implement them in your teaching practice, right? Please make promise. Okay, and please make promise to yourself, and I do make promise with myself that I'll implement these techniques in my teaching so that my teaching becomes less stressful and more useful for the students, right? Okay, right. Thank you so much for appreciating it. And at the end, I'm much thankful to you and all and the team center for granting me this unique opportunity as always, because it's been great to deal with, to see so many teachers with positive feedback and with their involvement. And thank you, Team Center, for giving me this opportunity and for arranging all this. All right, and let's see what next. Okay, happy teaching in the end, right? Every day, each day is teacher day. So happy teaching for everyone. It's a prayer for everyone. And at the end, any question is welcome, right? You can ask questions, and and the host can present questions to me, and I'll be happy to give the answers.
Uh, Nakman sir, we have a question that says, how can we deal with hyperactive kids in the class? Like say, mostly in the high school grade, there will be these hyperactive kids. So how do we like deal with them?
Yeah, that's very interesting question. Actually, there are so many situations. A couple of times I have to deal with such students, and what I innovated that talk to the students not about the problem the student is facing, because hypertension or being hyper or aggressive, it's there in some students, but don't show that you know the student is aggressive and because of that you are talking to the student in order to solve his or her problems. Rather, just normally start talking to him or her, and then after a period of time come to that point and student will feel that he should not or she should not be aggressive anymore, right? If we directly address the student on the same topic, that why are you aggressive, you do this and this will lower down your aggression, so that is not actually gonna solve the problem. So with the help of administration as well as the parents, you can take the student into confidence, talk to him or talk to her in a normal way. Don't mention the aggression or the other aspect of the student that you want to control. So slowly and steadily we can solve that problem.
Sure, sir. Thank you for the answer. We have one question from Ms. Reina Singh. She asks, how to encourage disinterested students into learning?
Well, we have to change our strategies. My teacher told me, the one I was talking about, she told me even after teaching for more than 25 years, we have to be active teachers. If we are passive teachers, we will not be able to change ourselves. So we have to change our strategies. There are different activities. For example, first of all, we have to see what does student likes. If student likes to stay free, tries to enjoy, because I used to face such situation when someone says me, because student was very carefree and he was in A level, he was a mature student, so he used to say me while he was sitting on the chair very in a relaxing way, and he used to say, sir chill kare, sir chill kare, no tension, take it easy. So he was that sort of person. At the end of the session, at the end of the academic session, he became a very considerate teacher, sorry, the student, and actually he because I taught him gradually to get involved in the study. We can talk about different life situations, that somebody failed because of not doing this, and somebody was successful because of doing this. So it's again a gradual process. We cannot convince by giving our arguments that study is important for your life, and otherwise you won't be able to do anything in your life. No, actually, these are the typical things students um, have been listening from their childhood. So we can actually start with different things, and then come to the point when you will get a proper association with the student. Then student will follow everything you say to him. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful answer. So there's one more question that says, how a teacher can help a student if they are going through certain emotional stress because of the challenges that are there at home.
Right. For that purpose, uh, the last thing should be seeking advice from a psychologist. Rather, the peer help will prove to be very useful. I think the person should talk to any colleague, any wise colleague, as you saw in the case study slide, that the colleagues can help a lot, because although there was problem at home, but uh, at your workplace, because your colleague is going through the same situation, right? So can help a lot. Or any person close to you, and that is an intelligent person, can help you a lot. But don't look for too many people to help you, right? Again, it will distract you. So actually, the teacher has to concentrate. Again, the same things, that don't think that the stress or stressful things, they are bad for us. You think that people, they are in more stress, the other people, than you. So this is always good to change your mental state, to change the way you think. Be optimistic and think that uh, stress will be released, right? It is not lifelong. So think about this, then talk to your colleagues about it. You will finally find a way out, right? Don't think this is a problem. It's not a disease. So this will go away spontaneously, right?
Okay, I think we just have one last question. There are two questions which are more or less the related ones. So one question says, how do we deal with the blessed child, and also like how to deal with the child who has an ADHD.
Okay. Some special children, and we deal with many such students. But in the schools, the types of schools that we teach in, they don't have too many such students. Yes, there are, and sometimes it's not told to the teacher what that particular student is suffering from, right? I have at least a couple of students in my class of A level students, those who are having this problem. uh, then we have to have extra sessions with them. Or if we don't want to mention the student is suffering from this, and we have to control it, then we can have different activities. We can talk to our colleagues, we can come up with different ideas how to deal with that situation. And but the students, uh, they are to be dealt very carefully, right? Otherwise, if there is a direct way of controlling any such thing, or dealing with those students, it will actually will not solve the problem. So with the help of administration, with the help of parents, with your colleagues, then you'll be able to do that. And again, I will say the same thing. Some things actually you have to make your effort, but the things will come and things will be solved spontaneously then, right? The nature will give you a way out how to solve that problem. But students are to be dealt with uh, care, and this is going to take time.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful responses for all the questions that our audience had asked. So I
Right.
think this comes to an end because we do not see any other like specific questions as such. So thank you, Mr. Nagman, sir, for a very engaging and informative sessions for our community of teachers. I'm sure that teachers must have taken like got a lot to take from this session, particularly on how you explained as and how to manage the stress in the classroom, and also there were certain also you discussed a case study where it could have been relatable for our teachers, and also the question and answer session also help them to understand this session much better. So thank you once again, sir. And to the
Right.
audience, if you
Thank
have
you so much.
registered and filled the feedback form for this session, please do check your record of participation in my in your center app in My Learning section. So you'll get your record of participation. It will be available there as well. So thank you so much to all the participants for engaging with us today. And to register for more such upcoming webinars, please visit My Center app. And by the way, the audience, are you all excited for the greatest big reveal that I spoke about in the beginning of the session? Hope everybody is like really excited with what is the big deal, big reveal about.
I'm
So
also
within a few
excited
seconds,
for that.
yeah, within a few seconds, it will be just like visible to you, the big reveal of today's session.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Santa, and thank you, audience.
Yes, thank you, sir.